Hey everyone, welcome to Where Anime Meets Cinema. Today, we are diving into two epic films that totally reshaped sci-fi and how we tell stories on screen. Get ready for an awesome ride through Akira and Blade Runner. Before we dive in, I am curious. If you could live in the world of Akira or Blade Runner, which would you choose and why? Drop your answers in the comments below and let us see which world is more popular. Imagine a future where humanity and technology intertwine. Sprawling megacities glow with neon. Towering corporate skyscrapers cast long shadows. Welcome to the realm of Akira and Blade Runner. Akira, a groundbreaking anime released in 1988, catapults us into the chaotic heart of Neo-Tokyo. Directed by Katsuhiro Otomo, this masterpiece is not just a cornerstone of anime, but a cultural phenomenon that challenged our perceptions of the future. In contrast, Ridley Scott's Blade Runner, released in 1982, immerses us in a dystopian vision of Los Angeles. This neo-noir saga blends style with substance, questioning the essence of life and identity in a world teetering on the edge of reality and simulation. Though separated by 6 years and originating from different parts of the world, these two films share a profound connection in their depiction of a future that is both mesmerizing and cautionary. As we embark on this cinematic journey, consider what these films reveal about our own future. Are we looking at a distant fantasy or a near reality? Picture this. It's 2019 in Akira, and we're in Neo-Tokyo. It's bright with neon lights and buzzing with energy. This city's seen tough times, but look at it now. A mix of awesome tech and a society that's trying to keep up. The story begins with a mysterious explosion that led to the destruction of Tokyo 3 decades earlier. Meet Tetsuo Shima, a pivotal character in Akira. He starts as a mere biker in Neo-Tokyo's web. His journey mirrors the city. He begins humbly, then awakens to explosive psychic powers. Tetsuo becomes as chaotic and unpredictable as the neon-lit streets. His transformation echoes Neo-Tokyo's own struggle. It's a city where beauty and destruction coexist delicately. As Tetsuo's powers grow uncontrollably, he becomes a pawn in a wider political game, threatening the very fabric of Neo-Tokyo. The city becomes a battleground for power, with Tetsuo at its epicenter. Now switch scenes to Blade Runner's LA, also set in 2019. But it's a whole different vibe, a sprawling dystopia where high-tech meets rundown streets. And those huge corporate buildings? They're everywhere. Blade Runner presents Rick Deckard's poignant tale. He explores identity in the sprawling dystopia of Los Angeles. Deckard hunts replicants in the rain-soaked streets. This quest makes him question his own humanity. The towering corporate structures and shadowy alleyways mirror his internal conflict. Deckard transforms from a detached enforcer to one who empathizes with his prey. This change encapsulates the existential dilemmas of this futuristic landscape. Deckard's mission takes him through the rain-drenched streets of Los Angeles, where the line between human and replicant blurs. His journey is not just a hunt, but a search for the soul, both his and the replicants. Though both set in 2019, Neo-Tokyo and dystopian Los Angeles present contrasting yet equally haunting visions of the future. Neo-Tokyo, reborn from the ashes of destruction, is a city of vibrant chaos, marked by its neon aesthetics and youth subcultures. In contrast, Los Angeles is depicted as a city losing its soul, cloaked in perpetual darkness and rain. It's a place where technology wonders cast long shadows, creating a melancholic and introspective ambience. Both settings are more than mere backdrops. They are integral characters in their respective stories, shaping the narrative and themes. Neo-Tokyo's vibrancy clashes with Los Angeles' noirish gloom, yet both speak volumes about the worlds they inhabit and the futures they envision. As we've journeyed through the neon streets of Neo-Tokyo and the shadowy alleys of dystopian Los Angeles, consider this. How do these futuristic cities mirror the hopes and fears of our own society? What can they tell us about the path we're on? Now, let's look at Neo-Tokyo in Akira. It's a maze of neon and skyscrapers. More than just pretty lights, it reveals a world racing ahead, yet somehow falling apart. The busy streets are alive. They show us a society that's bright and buzzing, yet broken in places. Switch to Blade Runner's LA, and it's a different story. Here, high-tech glitz meets grimy streets. It's not about being lively, but about a cool, moody vibe. There's something mysterious around every rain-drenched corner. Akira stands out with its detailed animation and fluid movement, a hallmark of its groundbreaking production. The film's use of light, color, and motion brings Neo-Tokyo to life in a way that's both hyper-realistic and artistically stylized. Blade Runner uses visual effects to create a world that's both futuristic and retro. The mix of shadows, neon, and a muted palette creates an atmosphere that's haunting and beautiful. It embodies the film's neo-noir aesthetics. In Akira, bustling streets and psychic battles underscore themes of chaos, power, and revolution. The city's energy mirrors Tetsuo's turmoil and transformation. In Blade Runner, the visuals have a different role. The architecture and shadowy alleyways reflect existential themes. The city becomes a metaphor for characters' struggles, searching for meaning in a blurred line between real and artificial. As we've explored the cityscapes of Neo-Tokyo and Los Angeles, we see how visuals shape and tell a story. But what about the characters in these worlds? Next, we'll dive into the personalities and motives of Tetsuo, Kaneda, Deckard, and Rachel. How do they navigate their environments, and what do their journeys tell us about identity and choice in a world where reality often blurs? Let's talk tech. In Akira, psychic powers run wild due to human experiments. It poses a question: how far should we push science? Blade Runner also delves into this. It introduces a world of bioengineered beings, asking us to ponder AI and the true nature of humanity. Blade Runner explores the implications of artificial intelligence and bioengineering. The existence of replicants raises questions about humanity and technological limits. Now let's explore what it means to be human. Akira dives into this with Tetsuo's story. Imagine gaining immense powers and trying to find your identity amidst chaos. Both films challenge us to reflect on our emotions, desires, and what makes us human, even if made of wires and circuits. In Blade Runner, humanity is examined through replicants. Despite being artificial, they show human emotions and desires. The film blurs lines between human and machine, making us question the essence of being human. Akira explores personal and collective identity as characters seek their place in a changing world. Tetsuo's journey is about self-discovery and power. Blade Runner also explores identity, but through its characters' existential crises. Deckard's quest leads him to question not just the replicant's identity, but his own, culminating in a profound contemplation of existence and self. While Akira and Blade Runner approach themes differently, they converge on a central idea: the complex relationship between humans and their creations. Akira shows a world torn by power abuse. Blade Runner presents a world where creator and creation blur. Philosophically, both films critique their societies. Akira's Neo-Tokyo reflects post-war Japan's struggles with modernization. Blade Runner comments on corporate dominance and environmental neglect, themes relevant to 1980s America. And that's a wrap on how Akira and Blade Runner make us think about technology, humanity, and identity. These movies are more than stories. They're mirrors showing us the potential future and what's happening now in our world, in us. So, what do you think? Let's discuss it in the comments. Let's talk about the real stars of Akira and Blade Runner, Tetsuo and Deckard. These guys aren't just leading the show, they're our window into the huge themes these films are playing with. They bring the stories to life and make us think. Tetsuo from Akira. Now, here's a roller coaster of a character. He starts off as this tough biker guy, always in the shadow of his buddy Kaneda. But when he gets these wild psychic powers, everything changes. He goes from 0 to 100, spiraling into this crazy mix of power and chaos. As Tetsuo grapples with his new powers, he embodies themes of unchecked ambition, the loss of innocence, and the dangers of power. His development is a poignant exploration of the human psyche under extreme circumstances. Now, Deckard in Blade Runner is a whole different story. He is this ex-Blade Runner who gets pulled back into the game. But it's not all action and chases, there's this mystery about him. He makes us question what's real, who's real, and what it really means to be human. His pursuit of the replicants forces Deckard to confront the nature of his own existence. His development is subtle yet profound, raising questions about empathy, morality, and what it means to be truly human. While Tetsuo's arc in Akira is explosive and transformative, Decades in Blade Runner is introspective and contemplative. Tetsuo faces a physical and psychological metamorphosis, whereas Deckard undergoes an existential awakening. Tetsuo's tragic descent in Akira serves as a cautionary tale about the corrupting influence of power and the consequences of scientific hubris. His character challenges us to consider the moral implications of technological advancement. Deckard's interactions with replicants in Blade Runner blur the lines between human and machine, compelling viewers to reflect on the essence of empathy and the value of life, be it organic or artificial. Think about the moment when Tetsuo confronts his destiny, or when Deckard faces the truth about his existence. What would you do in their place? Do their actions align with what you consider right or wrong, and why? Every awesome movie tells us something about when it was made, right? Akira and Blade Runner are no different. Even though they're set in the future, they're totally shaped by the times they were created in. So, Akira came out in Japan in the late 1980s. It was a time of huge growth and tech advancements. The film's Neo-Tokyo, Rising from Ruins, kind of mirrors how Japan rebuilt itself after World War II. Cool metaphor, huh? The film's themes of rebellion, societal unrest, and the tension between technological progress and ethical responsibility resonate with a society navigating the complexities of the modern world. Switch to Blade Runner, coming out in early 1980s America. Things were a bit rocky then. Economic worries, tech fears, environmental issues. The movie's dark version of LA, it's like a mirror to all these anxieties, especially the scary stuff about big corporations and the environment falling apart. Upon its release, Akira was a critical and commercial success in Japan and gained a cult following worldwide. Its influence extends beyond cinema, impacting anime, graphic novels, and even shaping global perceptions of Japanese culture and technology. Blade Runner initially met with mixed reviews, gradually garnered acclaim, and a devoted fan base. It has significantly influenced science fiction cinema, fashion, and architecture. Its themes have remained relevant, reflecting ongoing debates about technology and ethics in Western societies. In what ways do you see the struggles and questions raised in Akira and Blade Runner playing out in our modern world? How do these films resonate with your own experiences or observations? Akira was a game changer, seriously. With its killer animation and deep storytelling, it didn't just rock the anime world, it left a huge mark on sci-fi in general. Think dystopian futures, shady governments, and humans getting all kinds of upgrades. You see bits of Akira everywhere, in movies, games, you name it. And then there's Blade Runner, with its dark, neon-filled future that pretty much became the face of cyberpunk. This film makes you think about who we are, what makes us us, and that struck a chord with people all over, sparking tons of new stories in films, books, and beyond. In the world of anime and movies, Akira and Blade Runner are giants. Imagine a world where the boundary between human and machine becomes even more blurred, as predicted by these films. What new stories will be told, and how will our current perceptions be challenged or affirmed? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments, and as we part ways, remember, in the shadows of towering cityscapes, and within the circuits of our own creations, the stories of Akira and Blade Runner linger, whispering questions about our future, our identity, and the very essence of what it means to be human. In a world where reality and fiction blend seamlessly, who knows what mysteries we'll uncover next?